And then the angel Michael come in to help them. And now he was going to show them something amazing, and we didn't know what it was. So chapter 11 starts, everything is very good. Peter, Mary, Hank, and Michael stood silently behind the trees on the edge of the great garden. Through the mist, a glowing light appeared, hovering above the ground. Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, said the big voice from the glowing light. Let them rule all the creatures I have created, the fish of the sea, birds of the sky, and all the creatures great and small on the earth. The ground under the glowing light started to move and take shape. The form of man lay on the ground, breathless and motionless. The glowing light moved toward the man. The light touched the man's face, and breath flowed from God into the man. The man took the breath deep, filling his body with life. He coughed and opened his eyes. He stared into the light. It was alive. He was alive. Peter couldn't stop staring. The first man was alive. The man stood and walked into the garden with God. You can follow them, said Michael, but you must not let the man see you. You can't see another human. We'll be very careful and quiet, said Mary. That was amazing, said Peter. This is only the beginning of the amazing things you will see. Michael spread his mighty wings once more and shot into the air. Where are you going? Asked Mary. It looks like they are headed to the tall trees in the middle of the great garden, said Peter. Shh, don't talk too loud, whispered Mary. They followed and hid behind trees. God and the man finally stopped between the two tall trees. You may eat the fruit from any tree in the garden, said God to the man, but you must not eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. If you do, you will die. The man nodded. This sounded familiar to Peter. There always had to be rules. God showed the man around the garden. They talked and they laughed. It was like they were happy to finally be together. Peter thought it would be amazing to take a walk with God. It is not good for man to be alone, he said. He needs a helper. The wind blew through the trees. The birds and animals seemed to be excited. They rushed to meet God's latest creation, the one God had made to rule and care for them. The animals and birds gathered around the man. He named the animals. This took a while because God had made many animals. You are a giraffe, said the man to the spotted creature with the long neck. You, colorful flying creature, you will be named Parrot. You look like a turkey. I made you 3 monkey, moose, and mouse. You are a leopard and you are a gorilla. You over there laughing, I name you hyena. You two stop hopping for a minute. You are a kangaroo and you are a rabbit. The naming went on for a while and Peter looked around. Where's Hank? He whispered. Look, he's out there with the other animals, Mary whispered back. Peter looked and almost shouted out loud. Hank was running up to the man. Oh no, Mary said. Hank is going to blow our cover. It's too late, said Peter. We can't stop him. I name you Dog, said the man. Hank danced on his back paws, then jumped into the air and did a backflip. You are one of the smartest animals I've ever met, said the man. Woof, barked Hank. I told you Hank was smart, whispered Peter. Hank turned around and ran back to Peter. The man finished naming all the creatures. He was very creative with names, but suddenly the corners of his mouth turned down and his shoulders slumped. The man seems tired and sad, said Mary. I think he looks lonely, said Peter. There aren't any other people. I think he needs a wife, said Mary. Of course you do, said Peter. The man stretched out on the ground and fell into a deep sleep. The glowing light hovered over the man. God reached down and pulled a rib out of the man's side. Peter almost said, ouch, out loud, but the man didn't even stir. The hole closed quickly and God grabbed the rib off and took the rib off into the bushes. What's he doing? Peter whispered. Shh, Mary said, wait and see what happens next. Peter heard leaves stirring. The man must have heard it too, because he woke up. A woman walked slowly through the trees toward the man. The birds sang, the elephants trumpeted. The man ran to greet his beautiful new creature. You are bone from my bone and flesh from my flesh, said the man. You will be named woman because you are part of me Everything is very good, said the big voice across the amazing creation. Yes, it is, whispered Peter. Suddenly, he was very tired. He lay back against an apple tree and drifted off to sleep. And that is the end of chapter 11. So we'll have to see. There's only one more chapter, chapter 12. So we'll have to see what happens in chapter 12. See you later.